Good.
What's up, Denver? How are you? Happy 4th of July. I hope you're getting ready. I hope you're getting the hot dogs and strawberries together and you got plenty of mustard. It's about to go down. It's pretty cool what 4th of July is on a Friday this week. Give a shout out to our number one fan, Ken. Spoke to him about the podcast this week. It was awesome. It's
hmm
just me and Tom this week. Troy is out and about. Tom, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I just got fresh off a big road trip from Michigan. Arrived back home last night and happy to be back in Denver and just missed this weather. Honestly, I've been in hot, humid Michigan for a couple weeks now and happy to be back.
Like, well, in Europe too. Like, I was talking to a guy in London, and he said it was
hmm
like 100 and some degrees in London, and they don't have AC over there because it's never hot.
Yeah, that's wild. I just read a story about India, how like in some parts of India it's getting up to like 130 degrees every day, and they're just people are needing to like team up to make sure there's like enough water for everyone, and like people will be driving in cars and stuff on the street, and like people have to give them glasses of water like from the sidewalk and everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, but hey,
Oh,
hopefully
and slow barbecue temperature right there, you know.
yeah, you could just leave something out. You could easily cook some eggs on the sidewalk with that.
Just start like massaging salt and pepper, maybe a little paprika into your skin.
Yeah, if we're gonna be
At the end of the
cooked,
day.
if we're gonna be cooked, we might as well taste good, you know.
And we got a bunch of stuff on the agenda. So I'm gonna do new restaurant openings, Tom, and then let's do your stuff. Let's do Tom's picks.
Yeah,
Um,
let's
we
do
got
it.
to start with some shout outs for new restaurant openings. Okay, so we got Chicken and Pickle opening in Thornton. This is a Kansas based chain's massive new indoor outdoor pickleball complex and restaurant. Chicken and Pickle.
Mm-hmm.
So we also have Reggae Pot, the second location. Now, I didn't even know about Reggae Pot's first location, and this sounds right up my alley. We're talking about authentic Jamaican food spot has opened second location at 2243 South Monaco. So that's like what, down past Yale a little bit on Monaco, expanding from its
Mm.
original Centennial location. Shout to those guys. We've got Oh Yeah Mediterranean Restaurant. I don't know if it's pronounced like that, but that's how I would do it. OYA.
OYA. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'd say oh yeah.
Yeah, Mediterranean Restaurant. A new eatery serving Middle Eastern fare has debuted at 825 Colorado, taking over the Falafel King space, bringing fresh Mediterranean. I think I know where that is. I think that's across the street from that Nordstrom rack right there in Colorado.
Okay.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
I think that does sound right.
Coffee House. New coffee shop, 710 East 26th in Five Points, which used to be Coffee at the Point. Huh, I wonder why. It seemed like Coffee at the Point was always jumping.
All right. This is my neck of the woods. That's about a couple blocks away from me. I'll have to walk over and see how it is. New coffee house. Is this open now? Hmm. New coffee shop is now pouring. I'll have to
Better.
do some reconnaissance work on that one. Fifth coffee house and report back.
It's like you got to be certain kind of brave to like, you take a Mediterranean restaurant into the exact same spot where a failed Mediterranean restaurant was, you know?
Yeah. Fifth coffee house is about 250 feet from me right now. Yeah, I will go check it out. Looks like they're open now. We're always looking for new shops around town. But yeah, I mean it's a bold move. You have a coffee shop just closed there and you're moving in. Open it up. Maybe they think they could do it better.
Owners were like, we're just done. I mean, I couldn't see how like a coffee shop could fail there. It's got, huge community support. It was always busy anytime I was there, plus it's got walking traffic from the points.
Mhm. Man. All right. Well, good luck to them. I'm going to report back by this time next week. I will go and check out Fifth Coffee House. Um I want to get into something real quick. So, just bouncing off of our interview last week with David Layden, um, upsetting news from the Underground Music Showcase that this is going to be actually be their last year after 25 years. Now, we got this Westward article, just doing giving us some information on it, but I saw them post on Instagram. This is the last one, and it seems like one of their executive directors, Jamie Duffy, came onto Westward to give a little bit of background and reasoning why, but it just seems like it's not there anymore in terms of ticket sales and rising costs to put on an event like this. They've just been struggling, and there's Jamie Duffy goes into a lot of detail on how in the past, they didn't have the same things to consider, like public safety and climate considerations, rising wages for artists, accessibility, mental health care. They cited even the fentanyl crisis going on, just additional costs that they need to take in to be responsible and make sure that their festival is a safe space, and not just a crazy overdose festival. So I mean, although we all know that's not really the vibe of UMS either way, they do have to take those proper precautions to make sure that they have the right infrastructure and personnel in place. So they really wanted to make sure that they did consider canceling this year based on these concerns, but they wanted to make sure that lovers of the festival had an opportunity to say goodbye and get one last chance. So they pulled as many strings as they could, and they're making it happen this year. So make sure that you get out and go support. It's going to be, again, it's July 25th to 27th. 4 stages, 12 venues, 200 plus local and national bands. I mean, it's a classic. If you haven't hit up UMS, you got to do it on the way out,
They should sell it to somebody else. Like, I mean, I'm reading kind of between the lines here, but she says even if the festival sold out every year, even if it's sold out every year, it's still not enough to meet the moment of both safety standards, social standards that has real impact and the mission. Like what is she talking about? You know what I mean? Like safety standards for sure. And if you're like, dude, we got to shut down the doors because we can't afford security on a big thing, or you sell it to somebody who brings it into a 1 block radius, not a 12 block radius. But I don't know. It just seems like there's some other agenda here, like social standards. What are we talking about? She's bringing climate change into this. Like, dude,
I
come
think
on, man.
I honestly do think that the demand for this type of music is not all here these days in Denver. I believe that dance music is here because every single big dance music act can run their own 3-day festival, 2-day festival. We're going to talk about Zed's Dad in a couple minutes here, but Zed's Dad's doing 2 nights at Red Rocks, and then they're doing Backyard Jamboree at Civic Center. They're doing just fine. So I do think it has to do a little bit with the demand for the UMS, lineup and the type of music, but the music's still great and the fans are out there. I do think that there should be some sort of opportunity for them to sell the IP of UMS to somebody else. But this is just their decision and what they feel they have to do. So maybe the story's not over for UMS, but I went to the festival and had a great time. I thought it was a great place to discover new acts, whether that's indie or they had some rappers. They even had DJs there as well. I mean, it seems like you should be able to do it, is what I'm thinking. But there's things we don't know.
There's definitely things we don't know, and there's who knows what the real details are. But like even the way that they're doing events at Civic Center Park, that one I saw Thundercat at last year was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to have it like right in the heart of Denver. You can kind of throw, a fence around it so security isn't completely insane, because that is true. I mean, when you're doing some sprawling festival in multiple locations and you have, the fentanyl zombies accosting everybody. That's legitimate, but like, why not move it? I mean, to your point, like, why not just turn it into a 3-day thing at Red Rocks?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think they could easily, move this event, Civic Center or somewhere else. While the South Broadway vibe is awesome, and you got all those little stages hidden in there. Every time you go to UMS, you'll find a new stage you didn't know about. But I guess that is kind of the heart of the festival, and they don't want to change it. Um, and they'd rather see it move on. But listen, I know that for the creators and the people who've been behind this for 25 years is definitely a tough decision. So again, we'd love to have anybody on who wants to come talk about it. Maybe we circle back around with David Layden. Maybe he can give us a little bit more insight. But for all I know, and for all we can do is just urge everyone to go hit it up this year and get them some good sales. I'm surprised to hear that even a sellout isn't enough for them to keep this going right now. And things
Not
definitely
about
change.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems like it's not about the money. It's like there's some weird impact. It's like, and you know what? I appreciate mission driven things, but it's like, dude, this is rock and roll, man. Like, let the rockers run it. you know, I mean, you don't want to go full Travis Scott Fire Festival on it and just send it, but like, why not just put it in the hands of people that love this kind of thing?
yeah. And listen, I'm sure they do, but they're not going to be able to pull it off from here on out. They did everything they could to make sure that this event this year still happened. So they're giving everyone a chance to get out there, say goodbye, do what they got to do. And thankfully they didn't have to cancel this year and disappoint everybody. So that is the story as of now. We will report back if any new developments or reasonings come to light. So that's that on UMS. I wanted to talk about this real quick because without Troy, I knew we'd probably have a lack of sports content, but I got something. CU Buffs are ditching natural grass for turf, and I feel like Ryan has some opinions on this, but I got opinions. I love playing on grass and I love playing on turf. So it's just two completely different games. I feel like for football, it matters a little bit less. I was always a soccer player, and it makes a big difference for soccer. But what are the thoughts, Ryan?
From like a just a spectator, I think the turf doesn't look great. And for the athletes, like, I mean, playing on like manicured grass like that is amazing. I went to
Mm-hmm.
a couple games last year and did notice there was major problems with the turf. Like, when they're kind of trying to treat the turf, and so they like just like throw all kinds of sand in there, like all of the sidelines and a lot of the end zone, 10 yard. It was almost all sand. It was like almost no grass. So it could just be like a cost thing, but the other thing is the fake turf they make now that has like the little pebbles, the little rubber pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
Those get super hot in the summer,
Oh
and
yeah, it's hot
all
and it
yeah.
hurts. It hurts to fall on.
I mean, after a couple of years, it gets all compacted, and the fake grass, gets thin, and now you're playing on this weird rubber field, and I mean, you see like the all the ACLs and
Absolutely.
call me.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I mean there's some issues with turf for sure. It can be slippery. Oh, Ryan, I feel like you're muted right now. There, I think you're
Oh,
muted.
shoot.
But yeah, it can be slippery. The turf can get hot when you fall on it. You get turf burn, which is like this, very specific type of road rash that if you don't know about it, it just sucks and it stings. Um, but it is much easier to maintain than a real grass field. Pace of play on turf, especially for soccer, is a lot faster. It's a lot more exciting. The ball's moving and rolling on the turf compared to a grass field. And, Football, I think it's, you know, it's up to the players to decide. I don't have any football playing experience, so I can't really vouch for that. But Ryan, we're losing your voice there. But anyway, that's what's going on over at the CU Buffs football field. Ryan's gonna work on his microphone antics over there.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back.
Okay. Okay. So what I wanted to say is, yeah, I agree with you, man. It's kind of too bad. Plus, you got to think about Ralphie. Ralphie's
Mhm.
out there running around. He's not going to understand what this weird rubber granulated fake astroturf is. Come on. But
Exactly. Ralphie's leaning down for a snack while he's on the field.
yeah, if you want him eating that, that's terrible.
That's true. We're gonna have to send some concerns in for that. But think of the buffalo.
Think of the
All
buffalo.
right. Oh man, I got some other interesting development stories on top of that. New public park featuring a padel court. Cloud9 Park. This is going to be at 4116 East 9th Avenue. So, East 9th Avenue, I'm really trying to think of what else is over there. Let me see.
East Ninth.
This is over,
Yeah.
it's Colorado Boulevard and 9th Avenue. So
Okay.
you have
Yeah.
just to the west of that Denver Botanic Gardens, just a couple blocks west, and then right on Colorado Boulevard there is where this
Cherry
is at.
Creek. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Padel is about to sweep Colorado.
Dude,
By
Fidel's coming.
Padel is coming, and I've been looking at this sport for years, so I'm super excited. But listen to this. So this first public Padel court at Cloud9 Park. Public Padel court, right? You think, hey, I'm going to walk down there, and if no one's playing, I'm hopping on, and we're playing.
Yeah.
That's not how this is going to work. This Padel.
Let me guess, you have to have an app or something?
This Padel court, I mean, there's some sort of scheduling system. First of all, let's just go with this. There's a grand opening did take place on this past Saturday, June 28th. They had a whole opening party and everything, but the park, the Padel court in the park is operated by Aspen Padel Club, and you will not be able to just play on it. A waiver is required to participate on this court. There actually will be some free public play hours, so keep that in mind. But not within those public play hours. Reservations can be made for $80 per hour.
Bro, what? No way.
Yeah. So, looks like the court daily will be open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. The free public play hours are from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., it's $80 per hour, and from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., it's $80 per hour. You can only play for free from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Boy, this is complicated. It looks like they got some cornhole there too. I bet you that's $75 an hour.
Yeah. They actually go per toss. So if you have a long game,
Oh.
I,
Well,
when I first read this, I didn't know that there was opportunity for free public play hours, but you get 6 hours per day of public play and 9 hours per day of $80 per hour. So, I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. I guess we'll see if the demand for Padel is here yet. But
yeah.
I know that right across the street from me, they're opening up a huge compound with, I think, like 5 or 6 Padel courts, co-working space, everything. I know that the Park or Racket Club just opened up the first courses in uh, in Colorado. So this sport is cool. Look it up if you haven't seen it. But
Yeah. Can you tell what's going on with the surface of the court though? It looks a little
something's happening
spotty.
to it already. I mean,
I don't know what that is.
maybe the developers got a couple games in on it. I mean, it doesn't look new. It could
Right.
be. Who knows? Who knows? That
Yeah.
this court has to be like kind of a hard surface. I think this is like a really thin turf maybe.
Yeah.
But either way, it looks like a cool park and
Yeah.
area. Built-in cornhole. I mean,
Yeah. It looks cool. I hope it works, I don't know.
we'll see if people are ready to pay $80 an hour to play padel, but I, for one, would much rather go join the racket club down in Parker for like
Yeah.
$80 a month or whatever it is, and then be able to play as much as I want to.
Well, this is just it's emblematic of a trend now that's completely out of control, man. It's like to buy sneakers, you're gonna have to have an app. Like an app for everything is so annoying because they're so terribly maintained and are awful. Like all the apps, everything. My door lock has an app. My car
Mm-hmm.
has apps. It's just like it's unbelievable. And like the user interface on all of these are so terrible. I mean, maybe I'd pay a subscription if you could just like go old school, put a couple dollars in the machine like a Coke machine or something. It's like, oh, I got to download an app. Now you have my email. Now you want an alert on my phone. Now you have my card information. It's too much, Tom.
Maybe they're expecting a lot of demand, so that's why they implemented this reservation system. But I mean, isn't the whole point of a public park for it to be free to use? Like, you've built this court in there, and I just don't think Big Padel really gets it yet. I mean, what you
Yeah.
want is for people to like find out about the sport through the public parks, and then they're gonna go get their membership at the clubs or wherever else where they could play all the time. But it's because they got that free chance to play and try it out at the public park.
Dude, Big Padel is blowing it right now.
Big Padel needs to figure it out, and I get your $80 per hour is gonna include all your rackets and balls and whatever, but come on, really?
But you also know you're going to pay for it on the app, and then it's not going to unlock the gate, and now you just paid $80 and you can't get in there and play. I mean, that's how these tools go.
I guess when you got the Aspen Padel Club, $80 is nothing.
You're right.
To
Yeah.
the
Well, it is Cherry Creek, I suppose.
It's Cherry Creek and it's run by Aspen Padel Club. So, I mean,
Yeah.
for reservations, welcome to the Outdoor Paddle in the Heat of Denver, brought to you by 9CO, Olympus Padel, and Aspen Padel Club. WhatsApp group to find matches. Get on court by booking time on Play by Point. There's the app. Free from 10 to 4 with signed waiver. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Court fees required. Racket and balls available for rent and purchase at the court. So maybe it's not included, but I think it was. I think I saw somewhere else.
Nice.
I'm going into the reservation system. Oh, never mind. You actually have to download the app. You can't do it online.
Dude, you got to have the app.
You need the app. All right, let's move on from
Unbelievable.
the Padel peeps. One last developing Denver story. New proposed 673-foot observation tower right in the middle of downtown.
This thing looks pretty cool.
It's like taller than some big buildings down there. I mean, just off the 16th Street Mall. I think I saw somewhere that it's gonna kind of be like a ride. Like you can ride up to the top, or it takes like 30 or 40 minutes. It like slowly brings you up to the top. You could see everything. Then it's gonna bring you back down.
Ugh.
Public plaza around. New public space down there, and this giant tower being proposed. None of this is approved yet, but
It's cool. It is not for me, but like it is cool. But like I'm trying to understand what's happening in this design here.
Me
What?
too. I don't know what that stuff is. If there looks like there's lights on it.
It's like wrapped in like mesh or something, and then there's like, yeah, like kind of these like cool spotlights on it or something, and then the design at the top is kind of suspicious.
Yeah, it looks like from one
Oh,
direction it's like a ball, but the other direction it's like a fan. I think maybe that it's going to be like a windmill type thing capturing some
oh.
energy.
It's also weird that the rendering has a shadow like on the sky. Like it's like the shadow is falling like in the air.
Yeah, I do see that. Whoever designed that maybe messed up a little bit. I get the shadow along the building here, but
Yeah,
I
but then
maybe they're going to deny the permits strictly because of that. Who
like,
knows?
dude, look how polluted Denver is. The shadow was just in the air.
Yeah, you can see the shadow and the
It's just-
smog.
I don't know. This it seems like a really cool idea. It's just I don't understand the design.
673 feet is tall, so
That's insanely tall, dude. That I would never ever I would never go on that. But like it's not for me, and that's fine. But something like that seems kind of
it
cool.
could be cool. It says it will transform the skyline, um, but it is what it is. That's the new big stories for developing Denver.
Thanks,
So
man. Dude, I love this segment. Developing Denver's my favorite part now.
yeah,
All these cool projects.
originally influenced by Developing Denver Instagram channel. We always got to give them a shout out. But a lot of new stories I'm finding through this website, nakeddenver.com.
Cool.
So go check that out if you ever want to find some more. They got a constant stream. I just follow the Instagram account, so Naked Denver on Instagram and then Developing Denver on Instagram. They're both consistently posting anytime something new. I feel like they're monitoring like the permits that come through. Maybe they got a guy on the inside at the state building or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool.
Love it.
All these big projects. Yeah, here they got the chicken and pickle over here. Chicken and pickle. That's great.
Yep, yep. Very cool. I guess we can move into events now.
Let's do it.
I'll keep it rolling here, and then we'll go over to the events that you got. Um, Denver Brunch Fest. We're still talking about it. I think our first giveaway is going to be next week. Stay tuned. I believe also this time we're going to make our giveaways 2 weeks in length, so give people some more time to get entered. But we will have all of the details on that. Just one little bit of news. We've already talked about Denver Brunch Fest, but I think today or this week is the last chance you have to get your tickets before the prices increase once we get a little bit further into the month. So
Yeah.
make sure,
Nice.
yeah, make sure you're following them for updates on Instagram. Drink Denver and then the Denver Brunch Fest. You can find them anywhere. So look that up. We are going to have some giveaways. We're just waiting for finalization and confirmation on what our details are going to be, and we will have more info on that next week. July 4th weekend. July 4th fireworks. I got a couple different events going on for fireworks, but I mean, personally, I just say get to the highest point that you can.
Yeah.
Because everyone in this city shoots off fireworks on July 4th. And
Yeah.
if you get that right after sunset, dusk is when they're going to start it up. And then they probably go through about like an hour after it's fully dark. Just get somewhere up high or like up on a hill. Go to your buddy's apartment who's on the 25th floor or whatever it is, or just go down over into get up on Ruby Hill in Lakewood, or just get somewhere. And if you have a bird's eye view of the general vicinity of Denver County, Adams County, like, you are going to see more fireworks than you've ever seen. And that's without
That's
even
so true.
that's without even looking at one of the like major shows. And if you get the right vantage point, say you're in your friend's apartment downtown Denver, um, up high, and your view's not obstructed by other buildings at all, like you'll be able to see all of these shows that I'm about to mention at the same time.
Totally.
It's always the best thing to do. I love going up somewhere on the 4th, right around dusk, and you'll see so much stuff. But if you don't have any means of doing that, or you can't drive to a hill somewhere, there's some specific events. So Indie Eve at Civic Center, July 3rd from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. There's going to be some things going on there. They don't have July 4th because that's for the bass heads at Civic Center. They're going to have the Colorado Symphony Orchestra, night market with food, artisans, family-friendly activities, circus performers, LED lights, aerial shows, drone shows, all of that stuff.
Cool.
And then Commerce City is going to be having one of the largest public firework displays in the state this year. So Commerce City, if you're on like the north side of Denver, or you got a north facing apartment window, you could see these Commerce City fireworks, I'm sure. But Fourth of July Fest in Commerce City, you can their main viewing area is the parking lot of Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and there's a Rapids game right before it, so you can go in, you can see the Rapids game, and then at 10 p.m. is when the fireworks are going to go off. So I'm sure that is going to be really cool too.
Killer.
Yeah, I like Dick's Sporting Goods Park. I went there for a Rapids game, and I thought it was really good.
That's a good one. I'm always going to be at Mile High, Jefferson Park, and downtown is actually really good too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Anywhere has something. You'll hear them going off right when the sun sets. And then if you got some youngins who get scared of the fireworks, maybe they don't want to do that this weekend. This weekend is the children's weekend at the Renaissance Festival. So I actually forgot the Renaissance Festival even started up again, but the Renaissance Festival goes from June 14th, so it's actually been on for a few weeks now, through August 3rd. This weekend is Kids Weekend, where, hold on, on July 5th and 6th, kids 12 and under get in for free with the purchase of an adult ticket. So you can go, you and your partner can go and bring your 2 kids for free. You just got to pay for your own tickets.
Nice.
So check that out if you need some holiday weekend activities without big booms.
Nice.
And then just one more quick thing, and then right into the Red Rocks Festival. So Zed's Dead Backyard Jamboree. This is one of the biggest dance music events. Zed's Dead week/weekend always happens around this time each year. They have Red Rocks, and then they come down to Civic Center Park. They do their Backyard Jamboree with so many amazing artists. And then I think also they have Mission Ballroom this year as well. The people just can't get enough Zed's Dead. So I think it's something like $96 you're getting into the Backyard Jamboree. This is Friday, July 4th, starting at 3 p.m. at Civic Center Park. Ravenscoon, Cool Customer Village, Nikita the Wicked, Skeleton, Don Jamal, Noises, Soki, Keenan Matthias, and Papa J, and of course Zed's Dead leading it all. There's a hot dog eating contest. What else we got? I mean, there's a million things.
That's crazy. They're going all out.
They do that. This is their 4th annual Backyard Jamboree, and then bringing us into Red Rocks. Every year they have Dead Rocks, which is Zed's Dead. It's usually 2 nights. Those 2 nights this year are actually tonight, starting at 4:30 p.m. The doors are already open. Music's already playing.
It's going down right now.
Dead Rock's happening right now. Tonight cool. They have Rudimental, Taki New Light, who I love, Zero, OK Jake, Shoosh, and Zed's Dead. And then tomorrow, um, Zed's Dead with Distinct Motive, Haze, On Hell, Wink, and Hershey. That's your Dead Rocks for this weekend. And then straight into their Backyard Jamboree and other Denver events that they have going on.
Cool.
Friday, you have Blues Traveler with Gin Blossoms and Spin Doctors. Saturday, you have Wolfpack.
Nice.
With Arc de Soleil as the.
I love those guys. Those guys are so fun.
Yeah, I bet that will be really sick. That's
Yeah.
Saturday starting at 8 p.m. They're just going straight into it. They don't have any daytime antics going on there. Sunday, Jerry Garcia Symphonic Celebration.
Whoa.
So, Colorado Symphony Orchestra, Jerry Garcia. I don't know if Jerry Garcia. This must be an ode to Jerry Garcia.
Or his ghost is there.
Yeah. Presented by KBCO. What? 97.3. Is that Kuvo Jazz?
97.3?
Yeah.
No, that's KBCO.
KBCO is presenting the. Yeah. Here we go. KBCO 97.3 is presenting this Jerry Garcia Symphonic Celebration with the Colorado Symphony Orchestra and a bunch of people. That's Sunday, actually. And then, really quick, we'll just get through till next week. Monday, Film on the Rocks with Legally Blonde. And Tuesday, Russ with Big Sean and Sabrina Claudio. And that is Red Rocks, but it's Dead Rocks this weekend, or this week.
Nice. Thanks, Tom.
That's it.
I just got a couple of things. I'm going to do tip of the iceberg. Definitely, folks can go to realgooddenver.com, sign up on the newsletter, and you get the full list of everything we talked about today, plus a lot more. So I'm just going to start with a shout out to the Denver Nuggets. God dang, killing it in free agency. We got Bruce Brown is back. We've got Cam Johnson. We got Tim Hardaway Jr., Jonas Valanciunas. And, we did trade MPJ, and I will love him forever for being a great Nugget, but I think he deserved a better chance. He's going to be able to be the man in Brooklyn. So shout out to the Nuggets. Dude, we're stacked. I've also got just word I had from Kalani Brothers when I went down there this morning to get a matcha latte, and he informed me that everybody's out of matcha. So I wanted to put that out to the podcast listeners. Are you finding that? He said that because Starbucks is going really hard on their lavender matcha, that they scooped up all the world's matcha, that it only comes from one place. And he's like, dude, nobody can get matcha now.
Starbucks just blasted the price of matcha through the roof.
Yeah, totally. They're controlling the entire matcha category. So I don't know. Keep an eye out for matcha. People know where matcha you can get it. Besides Starbucks, I'm not supporting their lavender matcha. Then maybe we'll go over to that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I always love when things like this happen, though, because somewhere out there, some dude who's just been grinding his whole life doing matcha is now loaded.
Yeah, totally. He's got a matcha palace now. Cool. And now we're going to get into the psychedelic segment in the show, because this week is particularly psychedelic. So my daughter hands me a flyer a couple days ago and was like, Dad, maybe you should say this on the podcast. And somebody in the Walmart parking lot gave her this flyer for a show called the Strip and Trip. So what this is amateur strip off while you're on mushrooms.
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare for most young strippers trying to get into the game, I think.
That was kind of what was my thought. Was like, you know what? I don't know if this is a great idea. This seems like this is a sign of the apocalypse or something. Amateur strip off already has a very negative connotation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The fact that they're advertising to a teenage girl in Walmart parking lot, and there was no venue. You just had to text a number to get the address.
Oh man. That
I'm just like,
sounds very sketch.
yeah, and I don't want to be too judgmental. Maybe it's right for, but I just feel like those are kind of like some areas in your brain you don't want to cross. Now, maybe I'm just hypocritical because is alcohol might be the worst possible thing to put in those scenarios, and people do it every day. But I was just like, just because it rhymes doesn't mean you should do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strip and strip and trip rolls right off the tongue, but like maybe not, guys.
Maybe the
But for
goal is for this to be like a funny, fun event, but also if it's like actually like a kind of casting call for, you know, dancers, performers who like need the money, like, is it funny?
Right, exactly. Maybe I show up on 5 grams and be like, "Who's laughing now?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
ready. I'm ready to strip."
yeah,
I, I was told there could be an award,
man.
and then everyone and leaves crying.
Wow.
uh, but there are a couple other psychedelic clubs that seem a little bit more even keel. So the Psychedelic Social Club is meeting today, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pearl on California Street, that is. And this is where you can meet fellow psychonauts in a casual setting, talk psychedelics, play board games, and make a few new friends. That seems like the way to do it.
Yeah, board games, you know, fun, social. This seems right. Mercury
Yeah,
Cafe, great spot that we've talked about previously. So, free public
totally.
event in a safe, you know, publicly available place that does not require a secret text message. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. Or it's actually in the Walmart parking lot. They're like, "Ah, it's just going to be right here. A
it's
little
here.
bit later, we're gonna
Just
we're gonna make it
stay.
happen."
Just stay here.
There's one more ritual chocolate and mushroom ceremony. Apparently, you can sign up. Um, the event above is free and for singles and involves psychedelics as required. Oh no, that was a message from the LLM. So this is an adults only tasting where bean to bar chocolate meets a guided psilocybin meditation.
Hmm.
Registration's required. Bring your own cushion. So,
Wow.
I mean, that sounds like very mature and a good way to deal with it. But as psilocybin, they're issuing all these licenses. There's these different ways. We're going to start seeing experimental things pop up. See what works for the psychedelic culture in Denver. That's been so far very liberal about what they're allowing, and also I haven't seen anything catastrophic happen. So
No. I mean,
it all changed with the strip and trip.
there's someone who may or may not be absolutely tripping balls, screaming their brains off right outside my window right now, but they may also be on crack or meth or something else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't think really it's mushrooms, to be honest. I think that everything has gone pretty well since the decriminalization and overall just lack of care by Denver PD about mushrooms. Like I said, these events are popping up everywhere. They're selling mushrooms everywhere. So I guess it's kind of a good experiment.
Yeah,
Seems like things are
little
going well.
little social experiment seems to work. A good app to vibe code would be like maybe you could just like record the shrill scream of someone out of their mind, and it could decode which substance is actually involved in that scream.
Yeah, I feel like that might be actually possible.
It's a little gallows humor for the afternoon here. Speaking
Hmm.
of vibe coding, today 5 to 7 at the country's first vibe coding co-workspace, ID 345. They have a free vibe coding meetup from 5 to 7 today, so people should definitely go check that out. It's id345.com. I think they're at like 39th and higher race, something like that.
Yeah, they're up there somewhere. It's a nice little industrial type spot. Um, and it's quick to get to from downtown or Rhino area. West side, like you might take a little bit longer, but in that like just south of I-70 area up that way, just northeast of downtown. So it's not bad to get to. I've been there. I'm not going to be able to make it today, but I think I'm for sure going to make it out to the next one.
No doubt. Me too, man. We go spend an afternoon out there and just chill and work in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I got a hard out in a minute, but I want to give a shout out to Denver Rescue Mission. They are looking for youth center volunteers helping kids aged 3 to 11 experiencing homelessness by assisting with reading, learning, games, and playtime. You can check them out, denverrescuemission.org. Otherwise, all the sports, all the events, all the news is coming probably in a couple of hours here. So go to realgooddenver.com and sign up today. Thanks, Tom. This was dope.
No problem. Thank you. Shout out to Denver Brunch Fest, Zed's Dead, all of those. And go check out UMS, and we'll be back next week.
Sounds good. See you, buddy.
See ya.